two parcels of land in Michigan might both be 40 acres. One of those parcels might still be eligible to create several new parcels. In other words, there might be several splits available, while the other parcel might not be able to do any splits, it might not be able to be divided at all. The difference often comes down to how the Michigan Land Division Act calculates division rights. In this video, we will walk you through how that calculation works. Structural context. Land ownership in Michigan is shaped by several overlapping systems. These include land division, zoning, infrastructure, physical land conditions, and property tax classification. This video focuses on land division, specifically how the Michigan Land Division Act determines how many times land can be split or divided. Two concepts are central to this system. First, the parent parcel itself and the division rights attached to that parent parcel. Review of the parent parcel. In the previous video, we explained the concept of the parent parcel. The parent parcel is the original parcel of land used to calculate division rights. For most properties in Michigan, the parent parcel is determined based on how that property existed on a particular date. That date is March 31st, 1997. Once that parent parcel is identified, the law uses the size of that parcel to determine how many new parcels may be created. How division rights are calculated. The Michigan Land Division Act uses a tiered system. The larger that parent parcel, the more potential parcel splits may be allowed. The law establishes ranges of allowable divisions based on acreage. Smaller parcels may have few or even no division rights at all, whereas larger parcels may allow several additional splits or several divisions, creating new parcels. Very large parcels may allow even more. The exact number depends on the acreage of that original parent parcel. Important update to the law. Michigan's land division rules were recently amended. Beginning March 24, 2026, some local governments may allow more parcel divisions through local ordinances. And beginning March 24, 2027, the statewide default rule for the first 10 acres increases from 4 parcels to 10 parcels. Because of these changes, the exact calculation of parcel splits may depend on two factors. Number one, when the division is requested, and two, what local rules apply in that municipality. For that reason, the number of possible parcel splits can vary depending on both timing and local ordinances. Here's a general example. To illustrate the concept, imagine a parent parcel that contained 40 acres. Based on the acreage of that parcel, the Michigan Land Division Act may allow several new parcels to be created. Each time the property is divided, one of those available division rights is all used up. Over time, the number of remaining divisions decreases. Why history matters. Because division rights are tied to that original parent parcel, the history of prior splits becomes extremely important. Two parcels that may appear identical today may have very different histories. One parcel, therefore, could still retain unused division rights, in other words, have many splits available, whereas another parcel may have already used up all those available splits. Understanding the history of that parcel and how many times it's been previously split becomes key in evaluating the potential for development of that parcel and therefore its valuation. Even when division rights remain, additional systems still apply. Local zoning may establish minimum lot sizes. Road access may be required for newly created parcels. Environmental conditions such as wetlands may limit development areas. These systems interact with the Land Division Act. So the number of allowable splits is only one part of this overall evaluation. Why this matters for land evaluation. When evaluating vacant land, buyers often ask a very simple question. Can this property be divided? The answer depends on several factors, right? But the starting point is always the division rights tied to that parent parcel. Without understanding that calculation, it is difficult to determine the true development potential of any particular property. Summary. The Michigan Land Division Act uses a structured system to determine how land can be divided. The process begins by identifying the parent parcel. The acreage of that parent parcel determines how many division rights may exist, as well as the history of how many times it's been divided. So each time that land is divided, one of those rights is used up. Recent amendments to the Michigan law may allow additional parcel divisions beginning in 2026 and 2027, depending on local ordinances and the timing of the request. And even when division rights remain, other systems such as zoning, infrastructure, and environmental constraints still apply. In the next video, we're going to look at another factor affecting land development and parcel creation, and that is road access requirements and how private road regulations can influence whether new parcels can be approved in Michigan.